already come, God. Receive our worship, Jesus. Receive it, God. As fresh ashes before you, Lord God. Oh, te oramos, Señor. Oh, we come to worship you, Jesus. Oh, no. No hay otro motivo en este lugar. There's no other reason in this place. No existe otro motivo, Espíritu Santo. There's no other reason that exists other than we live to worship you. Porque tú eres un Dios grande. You are a great God. El Dios que nunca falla. The God that never fails. El Dios que nunca se olvida de una promesa. No. The God that never forgets a promise. So I don't know how long you've been waiting for your promise, but I'm here to tell you that God has not forgotten about you. Nor has He forsaken you. Know that He's a God of time and season. Oh, I don't know who this word is for, but God is saying, I haven't forgotten about you. I haven't forgotten about you. Yo me tardo en cumplir mi promesa, dice el Señor. Yo no me tardo. I do not delay in completing my promises, says God. Just wait a little bit longer. Just wait a little bit longer. Because in the midst of waiting, te estoy procesando, dice Jehová. In the midst of the waiting, I'm processing you, God. Para cuando reciba la promesa, lo vas a poder to be able to maintain it. So when you keep the promise, when you get the promise, you're going to be able to mantenerlo. Gracias, Espíritu Santo. You're going to be able to maintain the promise. Santo Dios. Santo Dios. Santo Dios. Santo Dios. Santo Dios. Holy God. Holy God. Holy God. How many know that in the kingdom of heaven there is no favorites? It doesn't matter what your bank account looks like. It doesn't matter what you're driving. It doesn't matter what you're living. None of that matters. There is no favoritism in the kingdom of heaven. That's what I love to talk about kingdom. I don't talk about church. I don't talk about religion. I talk about kingdomship. For 17 and a half years, my husband and I struggled with infertility. When we met, we were able to have our daughter. And I couldn't understand that once we got married, my marriage was not fruitful. And I kept saying, God, my relationship is fruitful, but why isn't my marriage fruitful? And the devil began to do his dirty work and say, maybe you guys weren't even meant to be together. And it didn't even matter how many prophetic words we received. We kept going through multiple miscarriages. And after 17 years, I gave up and I said, you know what, God? I live to worship you, whether you enter the promise or not. And sometimes we have to get to a place that we just want to worship Him because of all He is, and not even because of the promise. And after 17 and a